deeper, we're going to do a self-assessment. So first thing we're going to write down is the words cash management. And what I want you to think about on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being very high, very good, how are you doing with your cash management? These are things like tracking your income, tracking your expenses. How much money have you saved in an emergency account? Do you know where the trend is, where it's going? So cash management on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself currently? 1 being very poor, 10 being very high, very good. We're going to go through 6 of these. First one is that cash management. The next one is risk management. This deals mainly with insurance. So where are you with risk management on a scale of 1 to 10? Life insurance, long-term care insurance, car, homeowners, renters insurance. Would you say that you're falling between a 1, 2, or 3, or are you upwards of the 7, 8, 9? What's your number in terms of risk management? Third, we're going into investment management. This is how do you track your investments? What benchmark do you use to see how you're performing? Do you own a home? Do you want to own a home? How's your credit? How is the things that you're putting away for the short, medium, and long term, how are they performing? I want you to rate yourself here on a score of 1 to 10. Where do you fall? So we'll go into this deeper when we get through. We're halfway through. There's 3 more. This is the exercise we're doing. Next one is tax planning. Tax planning is one of those things, there are tax consequences to financial issues. And when you're selling something, there may be a taxable consequence. Doesn't happen that this is a big issue for us every year, but sometimes these are huge deals where it's not about making money all the time. Sometimes it's about saving money and being smart with how you utilize your taxes. How aware are you of your tax situation? And that's the next one. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself with tax planning? Moving right along, 2 more. We have retirement planning. Do you know when you want to retire? Do you know what that's going to look like? Do you have enough? What forecasted rate of return are you projecting? How is inflation going to matter? How much are you taking out when you do retire? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say that you're doing with your retirement planning right now? And finally, the 6th key area of concern we're going to touch on today is estate planning. Do you have a trust? Do you have power of attorney for financial matters, advanced healthcare directive, a will? And that is something that is important. If you do have it in place, that's good. You're probably on the higher level. If you don't, then you might be a 1 or a 2, and you really should look at that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your number there? Okay, so we've went through and we have now 6 items. You've assessed yourself on each of these 6 items on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to ask you 2 more questions, and this is your actionable item. This is what you're getting value from the show today. When you look at all 6 of those and the number that you wrote, I want you to ask this question on each one of them. Why am I not a 10? When you ask that question, you're identifying awareness on where there's a problem. Why is it not a 10? And you want to write down the reasons why a cash management might not be a 10 for you. Maybe you don't have any emergency savings in place. Maybe you're not tracking your income and you're noticing your expenses are more each month than your income and you're running debt. You want to be aware of where the problem areas are, and with your self-assessment, you will have given yourself an appropriate score. This is only between you and yourself, so you can't trick yourself here. But why not a 10? That's the first question. Second question, and the final question that I'll mention with this, sometimes we go deeper, but for today's show, we're going to stop with this question, and it's, what do I need to do to become a 10? So now we're creating solutions. Now we're saying, we're creating a plan in place to identify where we can go to start fixing some of these 6 key areas of concern. The next step, and we're not going to do it today, but you'd prioritize those items. You'd decide where you're going to go first and move from there. So that is today's 2-minute drill. I realize it was a lot more than 2 minutes, but it's good. This is valuable stuff that I definitely wanted to hit on. So bringing it home, I want to ask you, what do you do with these financial issues you have? We all have financial issues. What do you do with them? How do you handle them? When you sweep them under the rug, it doesn't go away. It's just out of sight, but it's not gone. If you have financial items that come to mind with this that you want to work on, that you want some guidance and support working on that with, I want you to go to my website, maranatha.com, and take a look on the website. It's free to start an engagement, to leave me a note and email dialogue, or even to book that first meeting. It's free to do that, free consultation. I'd love to talk with you more. So maranatha.com. If any of these